one of the things also that is maybe a tool in self-love is self-awareness and knowing your patterns and what you do. And that's very, very, for me, difficult. Because when you realize that you're a certain way, it's like a punch in the belly. You're like, oh, I can't believe I'm like that. Anyways, my point in saying that is self-awareness is something that is very hard to kind of shape also. I don't know, like parang for us to discover ourselves, it's scary.
Yes.
And it's difficult.
It takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
But and I think the easiest way to transcend that fear and come from a place of courage is to stop thinking that you need to be fixed. Because a lot of times it's like, oh, I need to fix myself, I need to fix myself. No, you just need to like who you are.
Oh my gosh, I love that. You just need to like who you are. It's true.
To like yourself just the way you are.
I know
stop
that, yeah.
Trying to be so perfect.
Yeah. And I feel like because of social media, because of the pressure we experience throughout our lives already from our peers, our parents, our school, we have to be this, cookie cutter perfect person. And then
that person doesn't exist.
Exactly.
But what if the most perfect version of yourself, Belle, is who you're being right now? And then you evolve and you grow and you become an even more perfect version of yourself. But what if there's nothing wrong with you? What if there's nothing to fix?
I love that.
And the reason you get irritated by people in your life is because they're mirrors that are pointing to you, or alarms that are saying, hey, this is the part of you that you need to accept, not the part of you that you needs fixing.
Yeah. Wow, that's so not heavy actually, it's so powerful.
It is.
And
empowering.
To just look at the mirror and just say, like, I like who I am and I'm okay.
And that's all you need to do.
When people say you have to be whole to enter a relationship, or you have to love yourself first before taking part in a relationship, what does that exactly mean?
Okay, I will qualify that because ideally, because there are people who are in relationships that are not.
Okay. So how do I check the whole list?
The whole list is to check your relationship with yourself. Wow. How do you feel about yourself? Okay. Because you will only ever attract your mirror also, especially in romantic relationships.
Yeah.
So when you're whole, what that means is that you're fully accepting of yourself and you're not judging yourself in terms of this is negative or this is positive. On the contrary, what I say is that if you want to be present and fully loving to those people you love and those who love you, you owe them your nurturing and filling your own cup and taking care of yourself first, so that you can come into a relationship with them that's whole and complete.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing that ruins all relationships, it's expectations.
That's very true. And we all have expectations.
Yes.
We all have very high expectations in relationships.
Including our expectations towards ourselves, right? And so it goes into this huge jumble of emotions and thought patterns.
So would you say that a relationship that's constantly fighting means that these two people would have to work on themselves first?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And in a relationship where couples are always fighting, again, they've just been indoctrinated into that pattern. It's like a hamster on a wheel again, because they're so used to it. It's a behavioral pattern that they're used to.
Yeah. I think the best example of that is actually I have two friends. One of them, both of them experienced heartbreak, and one of them was just constantly sad. Like talking to you, I'm trying to find myself, I'm sad. And so it's been like a whole year and they're still there.
They're still sad.
Right? Whereas my other friend was, you know what, I'm going to do things that make me happy. I'm going to go spinning, I'm going to go watch a movie with my friends, I'm going to go to the beach. And when you see their energy and how they are, it's totally different. I read this meme, not a meme, it's a quote. It said, as to parents, it was shared in my mom group, stop trying to make your child the best. You might forget that he's already a good kid to begin with.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're right. We're always trying to kind of...
Or live vicariously through our children.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should just see them and accept them for who
just
they are.
The way they are. you can't do that unless you do
accept.
that for yourself first.
You would say that a lot of parents who live vicariously through their kids or kind of put that pressure is because they don't accept who they are.
Oh yes, and there's a huge amount of freedom that comes from just liking yourself.
Yeah. It's true. It's like a weight is lifted off your shoulder when you just love yourself. I also want to relate into this video I watched that Mavis showed me. It's like when your child comes in the room, you know, what are your non-verbal cues? Does your face light up? Or do you think, oh no, his buttons isn't... I watched it in a video when Oprah was talking about it. And it's like how, as a parent, are you very critical on your child? Or is it you just light up, right? I don't know. I think it relates
Absolutely.
all together.
And as a parent, one of the most important things we need to be accountable for is that we're imprinting beliefs on our children.
Yeah. Okay, one last thing I want to also just tackle is relationships when it comes to our parents, because this is like a universal theme. What is the dynamic with a mother and daughter, father and son, or just your relationship with parents in general? And for somebody who has accepted, let's say, self-love, how do we pass that on to our parents? Because sometimes parents can be a bit set in their ways, right? And they aren't necessarily open into trying new things. How do we deal with it?
Yes, you deal with it, meaning you don't change it because you cannot change other people. It's impossible.
Yeah.
There's something that's impossible.
You cannot change other people.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can change the way you react to things.
Mm-hmm.
So what will happen is when they come from a place that you know will irritate you, just lower the volume and don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Know that they're only speaking from what they know,
Yes.
from their own belief systems. So it has nothing to do with you. And this is when I tell people, choose peace over being right.
Okay. But I want to be right.
Well, you know, when it comes to harmonious relationships, particularly with parents,
Yeah.
choose peace.
Yeah. Okay, but how does that play into the role of, you know, self-love and
That's how you
nurturing?
love yourself, by
Okay.
not engaging in argument.
Okay.
Because remember, when you go into argument with someone, one never, let's say you and I go into argument, I'm not going to say I'm going to play the bad guy. And you're not going to say I'm the good guy. We both think we're the good guy. Because we're both defending our
That's
beliefs.
so true.
And the only reason we're in argument is because
We
our
have different
beliefs
beliefs.
are not matching.
Yeah, Jim Carrey, I read this
Mhm.
quote that he's here. He said, I've stopped explaining myself
Yes.
when I realized that people come from their own perspective.
Yes, exactly. Because people will only ever see things the
Their
way
way.
they are,
Yeah.
not the way it is.
I think that's one thing that was maybe imprinted, that whatever she believes in, I have to believe in.
Yes.
And we clash when we don't believe in certain things. And it's difficult to also accept that we don't believe in the same
Well,
things.
yeah, but you're two different human beings.
Yeah. And that's also another thing that we forget,
Yes.
right? That we're different
Yeah.
human beings. We
That
have
even
different-
husband and wives can have
Different
beliefs
opinions and
different
beliefs.
opinions. Yes. It's respect.
Yeah. And again, that goes back to self-love
Yes.
and yourself. I love that it all goes back
It
down
all
to
goes
yourself.
back down to yourself. You're the answer to everything. So there is no guru outside of you
Yeah.
that can make you happy or bring you happy. You're your own guru. You create your own happiness.